Ready, steady, go!
Uh-oh. Hello, guys. We know by now that there's an eschatology conference, a little season eschatology conference in the works. And Jason Jack has posted this video. So let's listen to what he has to say.
Hey guys, just want to make a quick video to announce a little season eschatology conference that is in the planning for either this November, mid-November, or next March in late March of 2026.
I need to ask you, why does anybody need an eschatology conference for the little season? It's the simplest eschatology in the Bible. It's not brain surgery. Just that's a basic question. Why? Is it fellowship? Is it to try and get people together? And if so, why? When we know that when you get together, you become part of a group, and then you have leaders, and then you don't have to think for yourself, and then you just absorb what they tell you, right? What's that about? What is the conference about? Because I see the whole thing as being one engineered thing from the moment. Actually, I clocked it. I told you in the previous video on the channel here. I clocked the change, and here we are. And now we're planning an eschatology conference. Anyway, let's carry on listening.
This is still in the very early phases of planning. Paul
Stopping him again. Apparently, the planner wishes to remain anonymous at this stage. Not sure why that is. It would be great to be able to vet the person. You know, like instead of hearing that the hagiographies are real and then passing it on like sheeple without vetting it yourself, everybody on Twitter, most people. Now here you've got a conference being planned and you don't know who's planning it. You actually don't know who's planning it. But okay, let's carry on.
of Understanding Conspiracy and JT of JT Follows JC has mentioned it on their channels on previous videos recently, and
Of course they have. It's been engineered to be mentioned. That's why we're here. It's because those two got it here. And the hagiographies was like the little final thing they had to do. So they've got a bit of a problem with me, you see. We'll get there later. And also, Jason, I don't know where your heart's at or whether you've been unwittingly drawn into this, but we'll see. We'll see a little later. In the meantime, let's just carry on and listen.
has linked a survey about the interest level of the conference. And so if you haven't already, I'm going to link the survey in the description box of this video. It'll only take a few minutes, but it will, again,
What do you hear there? It'll only take a few minutes. Do you hear anything, people with discernment?
has linked a survey about the interest level of the conference. And so if you haven't already, I'm going to link the survey in the description box of this video. It'll only take a few minutes, but it will, again.
Do you hear anything? It'll only take a few minutes, so it's easy, right? It's quick. What will you have to divulge? Your name. You comfortable with that? In this season of deception, where we know that they cannot let the little season come out, and where we know that every single lie that we're being told, small group of people, runs the world. Politics isn't real. By the way, JT voted. How's that possible if you're a little season? He said so. I'm not making it up. But if you know that you're in the little season, doesn't this stuff strike you as odd? Like just a bit off?
Continue to gauge the interest of this coming to fruition, as well as what type of conference do we want and what topics do we want to speak on. And if
I don't really particularly enjoy it when people include me in their we's. I'm not part of your we. Sorry, I don't like groups. I don't need to belong. I don't feel the need to have a leader. I prefer to think for myself, not have my leader think for me. You know.
If it's done right, I'd be happy to be a participant in this conference, and I think there's a lot of interest from others as well to be a part of this.
I understand that people want to go and meet their idols. Problem there. But they want to now go and meet their idols, and they want to belong, and they want to fellowship. I get all the good stuff about that. But you need to understand that we are in the little season, and they cannot afford for this to come out. So why is it coming out? Why? Why? It has inorganically grown in the last 6 weeks, and it's engineered. Let's listen.
But the answers to the survey will go a long way into helping plan this event.
What is so hard about planning this event in terms of deciding on what topics to discuss?
So please answer those questions and submit it. We're looking for maybe another 100 surveys to be submitted. I think already 200 plus have been submitted, and the
200 people already. Unbelievable that people don't see this thing for what it is. Get everybody into a pen. All the sheep into one pen with a name tag around their necks. Can you not see it, folks? Cattle. Who would engineer such a thing? Who loves to engineer this kind of thing? Us? No. Us normal folk don't. The controllers do, but we don't. Now, if you can consider that for a moment, why would the controllers want to even do that? Think.
The initial results are very, very positive. This eschatology is not going anywhere. This is gaining more and more traction, and the reason that it's gaining more and more traction is because this is the most fundamental way of...
I also think it's the truth. I can't see it any other way. So I'm not little season, I am. But what I am against is Satan's deceptions. And I smell that all over all of this. Not saying you, Jason. Not saying you. Very, very clear about that.
Interpreting biblical prophecy. It connects the dots of biblical prophecy and our historical past better than any other eschatology taught in the modern church, and it's not even close. So please answer the survey at your leisure.
So it's that easy. It's quick and it's at your leisure. Scratch this card and win a car. But give us your phone number. No. Full stop.
I'll leave this video up for about a week, and then hopefully we'll have enough responses to begin planning this. Thanks again. God bless.
Okay, so I've now copied this thing. Let's open it and go and have a look at it. Statue of Liberty at the top. Little Season Conference. The purpose of this. I love how it just grabs your email address that you signed in with. Do you see it there? Now look at the first topic they want to discuss. Look at it. You're starting to believe what I said in that video now. Some of you maybe. Can you see? Let's look at the topics. The second one is Satan's little season. Are we in it? Okay. Understanding the book of Revelation. Eschatology. What comes after the little season? Where are we in the real timeline? Here, if they mix this with the hagiographies, they're going to throw, because the hagiographies are thrown into the future, between 536 and 1536, they're going to turn this whole little season into a futurist thing. If we're not careful, watch out for that. Ancient architecture and world fairs, so they're doing the Tartaria stuff. Star Fort, same. Mud floods, don't call it a flood, wasn't a flood. Soil liquefaction, it's not a flood. So God promised never to destroy the earth with a flood again. So that wasn't a flood. It wasn't a mud flood. Tartaria, there we go. Lost cities of North America and the world. Orphan trains. Insane asylums, yeah. In my opinion, that's what happened to people who wouldn't keep quiet about the millennial reign when they came out the other side. So I wonder what's going to happen to people who now go on Fox News, you know, you guys, when you're being interviewed at the conference, saying, I think it's a little season and the millennial reign. You go, yeah. Think ancient maps, the North Pole, then they have to throw Antarctica in there as a little red herring, because that's what these people do. Every time I used to post about the North Pole, Beulah used to go, Mars, Antarctica. Every time. Clocked him 2-3 times doing that. Schofield, where do we go from here? Empirical evidence. Now, I wonder, you see that's, I don't know, 10 down on the list. I would imagine Gunnar Heinsohn's stuff will fit here. Why so low down? Because that's the best evidence. Because we need 1,000 years. His work provides 1,000 years. But no, it's going to be hagiographies. See? Time to create hype, to push this thing so you can all go and get name tags at the registration desk. See? It's just how it's going to work. But maybe I'm wrong. We're soon going to find out. I'm telling you, this entire thing is engineered. 3-letter agency all over it. Do you have any phone number? Are you crazy? Do you have any suggestions? Are you crazy? Email. You've already got my email. You can see my email there. You will have logged it plus my IP address. So, you know what it is already. First, last name. You're crazy. It's crazy. Okay, and it's purple. What an interesting color to have chosen. So, that is the survey. Now let's look at the comments. So, super excited. And sending prayers for a great conference. Says, thank you so much. God bless. Jason, your channel's been a blessing to me. Thanks for the link. I'm excited about the idea of a conference. Excellent. I will be there. Oi, 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 Mikey. This is gaining a lot of traction because it makes the most sense. No, it's gaining a lot of traction because it's engineered. Jason, you've been at this for 7 years. Remember this comment, please? Little season greetings. Little season. I'm all in. Sounds like a great idea. Sooner the better. No, I will not be there. Sounds wonderful. God, Jesus. Okay, good. Looking forward to the conference. Poor person. Sick. Hallelujah, about time. Fellowship with, yeah, in a sheep pen, Marlo. The emerald light from, thank you so much for your kind word. I'm in. This is exactly what we need to be doing. I disagree. Wahoo. Yeah, let's wahoo on, shall we? I have a different view. Very excited about this. Been praying for this. Once we see, and now we get to say, excellent, done, very exciting. I'm in South Africa, Vitamin Green. You're very blessed that you are there, because then you can't attend. Great. God's blessing you. Thank you. Oh, by the way, they're doing like an online thing. The online stuff. You don't even have to be there. You just participate. Thank you, Jason, for initiating. No, I don't think Jason initiated this. I think this has a much bigger hand behind it. It smells. This movement is like the next level. They can't afford for it to come out, people. So why is it coming out? I love that you said if it's done right, I'll take the survey. Try again. All I'm saying. Looking forward. I wish you guys would. So now you're doing everything that other prophecy people did. You know, like what the church did. Satan's infiltrated church. I wish you guys would do a conference like Prophecy Cut. Why? Come on. Looking forward to it. So excited about this, brother. For Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm so pumped. Thanks. I just filled it out on Paul's channel. Skamar. Saul got you, did he? I will fly, drive, or walk from Arkansas. You, Paul, and Joe are my top 3, Eliza John, you say. Michelle Gibson's research, top notch. I don't know who she is. I'll look her up though. Sure, she's good. Looking forward to this. Looking forward to it. Awesome. Survey filled out. Check mark. Great news. Winter month. Harder to travel in winter. Yay, count me in. And I'm not making fun of the people. I'm just showing you how gullible, emotional, happy people react. They willingly walk into a pen. Have you learned nothing, people? Have you learned nothing? You know, fear does the same thing. When they did the con, same thing. People willingly walk into a pen. Joy, belonging, same thing. Same driver. Opposite side of the flip side of the coin, but same emotion. Want to belong, have to do it. Or I'm scared, I have to do it. Or I'm so happy, I have to do it. Same thing. Now, Saab Tech 3510. The CI Wawa has never had a train leave the station that was not running or did not take it over later. 100%. This train is their train. It is their train. That's why I say, you know, JT is so intelligent. It's not going to get infiltrated. It's already engineered by them. Bless you, brother man. Stoked. I prayed all. I would go. Hey, Dr. Jack. He's a plastic surgeon. We all know that by now. Love your channel. Oh, and here's my favorite. Crypto Shady. Sorry, folks. Effing go. He must be so tired. You need to clock this dude. He's a social media fluffer. March is better. Now give them advice for how to get you into the pen. Why don't you, PR Crane? We are displayed as crazy. You ain't seen nothing yet, Cara. This would be a cool event. Yay. I'd love to see a debate between you and name the place and the time. I'll be there as long as you're there too. Okay. Now this is something I would actually attend. Can't wait, brother. Just filled out the survey. The Dark Ones and his minions are plotting at this very moment against this from happening. Wow. You, JT, an understanding conspiracy. This could be epically loud. I hope it happens. Big boy in Little Season Rev 20. The Dark Ones and these minions aren't plotting against this from happening. They are plotting to make it happen. See? Satan in birds. I hope you invited Madeline. On that note, Madeline declined, citing personal reasons. Somebody said, what about the one's name that rhymes with Baal, which is now obviously Saul, Paul, you know. And she said, no, just for clarification, I don't think he's an agent. So that's where Madeline is at this point. I think she made a good call. She says that her sudden merch, which personally I may be totally wrong, I think she did it for this conference, started a merch line, but she's looked at this again, and it's good that she has, and now she's apparently doing something else. There's another reason she has merch. We shall see. Better be good, otherwise I'm not going to buy it. I mean, buy the reason for it, but we'll see. And I have lots of respect for Madeline, so I'm glad she's opted out. Having said that, I know that Madeline is giving shout out to some channels in this video that's just gone out. And JT popped into the chat. I've never seen him there before. Not sure if he's keeping an eye or what he's doing there. We don't know. But that's all I know at this point. But have a look. There he is. So needed. Blah, blah, blah. It will be a clown show. That's Robert Page. I know the guy. It will be a clown show like a Flat Earth conferences, 100%. You know what else? The mainstream media is going to cover this. All the nut jobs will come out of the woodwork and ruin it. No, they won't. They'll be planted there. Won't come out of the woodwork. You know, the things in. Oh no, Crypto Shady. Why are you fluffing? Haven't you been on this thing before? You have. You said, let's effing go. Now here you are again. Love you, man. Spot you. You too, man. I hope to meet you guys someday. Well, you're American, go to the conference. You know, what's the problem? Little season. Krista Miranda, all this attention to the little season. Joe Rogan and now a convention. What is happening? This is really not sitting well with me. Correct. Oh, look at this one. Saabtech 3510. You mean like the changes to my comment? I don't see it anymore, lol. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Awesome news. I thought JT and Paul was shrills. See, I liked it. Can't like it twice. I unliked it. I liked it again. Sashaka. Boom. Invite Eric to Bay. I promise you. He doesn't even have to be invited. You can really strap my... there's nowhere I'll go. Cool, but getting all the bigwigs together is why what happened to the Titanic happened. Yeah, this is similar, not quite the same. It's worse, actually. Yeah, Matt says, a bunch of people with monetized YouTube channels charging for memberships, books and merchandise looking to hold a convention in America. What's not biblical or holy about that? With a laughy. Correct, Matt. I'll be there. Okay, Ryan. Is that the same MK Ryan, I wonder? Jeffrey Falstad, 3 days ago. Jason, I've heard that some people are thinking that the Greenland thing is there getting ready to war with the Saints. Any idea about that? Let's see what Jason says. It will be interesting to see if there's an increasing geopolitical interest in all things Arctic. Jason, I've been screaming about this for 4 or 5 months now. Because it's happening. They're arming up there. They're surrounding it. Have you not watched the Madeline video? This is very good. Madeline is. Why are hardly any in the little season doing any deep dives into Gog and Magog? Judge and my judge. Austin. Very astute dude. The whole conference thing smells fishy. You've seen how it goes before with the earth shape. He's very held back here. He sees this for what it is. Matt, it's more than fishy. The whole thing has felt carefully orchestrated to me for quite some time. See, so there is some criticism here. It's interesting. I just want you to watch it. That's why I'm showing it to you. Ta-da-ta-da-ta-da. So that's all the comments. Now, the problem with this is there were some other comments on here that were deleted. And you know what? I have proof of that. Look. Let me open your eyes so I can look at you. You have hidden them in the comments. How do I know that? Because the person who posted it can see them. So she thinks they're still there. However, we can't see them. And you know that that's possible. I'll show you how that works. Let me show you quickly. Let's go to my channel quickly. Here, let's go to comment. I'll show you. So let's go to comment down here. Just mute that. Excellency. So let's go here. So if I wanted to, I can hide the user. Do you see they hide the user from the channel? I don't have to remove the comment. I can just hide the user. Then what happens is the user thinks his or her comment is still there. Okay? They can see their own comment, but nobody else can. And that's what's happened here. You've hidden the user from your channel.
Uh-oh.
So let's look at what her comment said, and let's then wonder why you hid it. So let me read. Jason, I respect all of the time, research, and passion that you've given to bring forth the awareness of the little season. As a growing community, it is vital that we continue to use discernment in this exciting movement. This includes the individuals who are at the forefront and leading the charge. It's a big responsibility. It has come to the attention of some of us who are closely watching, listening, learning, and challenging these individuals that unfortunately their conduct and behavior has been unwelcome, dishonest, and abhorrent, to say the least. As the little season has been more in the spotlight, it's apparent that some popular accounts on YouTube and other SM platforms are hijacking the LS family, giving no room for transparency or constructive input by others. I urge all of my brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ to thoroughly research who these people are, their sponsors, connections, and past activities. Who and what do they yoke themselves with? Yes, this includes the likes of Joe Rogan. We know that everything on the MSM is brought to attention for a reason, and it's usually to steer the narrative or ridicule it. Spot on. An excellent YouTube channel, and then she mentions my channel, has videos where she presents proof of discrepancies and questionable conduct by so-called popular leaders in our community. I urge everyone to watch these videos and witness the rot that is festering within. And then someone posted, a reply to that comment and said, I'm in total agreement with this post. And Jason Jack, you went, thanks for sharing your thoughts and concerns. I appreciate it. God bless. And those comments are all gone. And it had 5 replies. Absolutely agree. Some are not who they present themselves to be. Be careful who you choose to affiliate with. Please check out the CSW link above. It will be worth your time. The 2 people exposed in that video, no surprise at all. Those comments are also gone. No link in those comments. I'm in total agreement with this post. Thanks for sharing your thoughts and concerns. I appreciate it. God bless. That comment of his is also gone, by the way, and he didn't post a link, and I'm saying that very specifically. Then my Twitter follower said, and it's above this, Jason, you've been at this for 7 years. Do you see it there? I asked you earlier to keep an eye on that comment. Jason, why have the 2 replies on my comment referencing CSW Arcora been deleted? Is it not important for people in our community to have as much knowledge and transparency about the LS? Then he replies, I didn't delete your comments. It must have been YouTube. Possibly rephrase your comments and post them again. My Twitter follower posted it for the 2nd time and says, can you now confirm that my comment is visible to you, Jason? Now it's got the link in it, okay? Can you confirm that my comment is visible to you, Jason? Are you able to see my comments? She tried again. He says, I see these 2. Sometimes if you post a link, YouTube deletes the comment. At least that's what I've seen in the past. Because I now have a channel, I know how this works. You can set it up to delete comments with links or not. That's not what he's done, because he can see the comment. And so can my follower. So what he's done is he's hidden that entire thread of comments. He's hidden the users. Nothing's been deleted. YouTube hasn't deleted jack squat. He's hidden the users. It's the only logical deduction to make. Sorry, Jason, but that is the only logical deduction to make. You pulled a Paul Saul. Why? I'm just asking, can you give me an answer that makes sense to all of us watching or not? When my previous video dropped, it was shared on the Understanding Conspiracy Telegram group in 2 places, specifically to Paul. Hi Paul, want to address this video to you. It's related to you. You should definitely watch. The video was immediately deleted off the group by MK Ryan, who said, we're not sharing that here. And the person who posted it said, oh, sorry for miscategorizing. The video just came out. I think it needs to be looked at. That was in the normal group, but in the messages to Paul group, it was also shared. Questions for Paul was also shared, deleted. Not only that, even the messages discussing that it will not be discussed there were deleted. All of it was deleted. Do you not see what's going on, folks? So I'm aware that Paul, there's been a lot of fallout, but apparently people were told not to look at my video. It's not my fault, the audio. Sorry, I didn't do this audio. Not you either, Obiam. I don't know what happened. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But one can hear what he says.
I'm just being reminded why I hate this, says my wife. Yeah, I'm guessing you're reading those Twitter things. I just watched it then. I don't know. It's just a lot of nonsense. I think the person who's instigated all of this is just desperate for clout.
Instigated, right.
I think a YouTube channel has like
Clout, right.
100 subscribers or something. And I think this is what always happens, isn't it? Like, channels who are small try and get more views by attacking bigger channels and putting themselves on some sort of higher moral pedestal or high ground. And you think the only way to do that is to attack bigger channels, as though we're not humans. Like they were some unreachable monolith or something like that.
Sounding like JT. Makes no sense.
But really...
By the way, JT's not unintelligent, just pretends to be.
They've got nothing, and they're coming up with absolute nonsense, and just stirring up bollocks for no reason. And the best thing to do is...
Bollocks for no reason. Come on, Paul, don't lie. You're...
completely ignore them and don't give them the time of day and don't watch their stuff and don't give
Ignore them, don't give them the time of day and don't watch their stuff.
them that what they want, which is attention at the end of the day.
No, I reject that. I dismiss that with the contempt it deserves. You lied.
That's my kind of take on it.
Interesting. But you need to explain, you haven't tackled my video at all. Not at all. I haven't tackled the content of it. You've tried a whole lot of other stuff, by the way, and I also knew that you were going to cite hagiographies as proof, which you did on the Liberty Lockdown podcast. Let's just remind ourselves of that quickly. Now, after all of this, you deleted the comments. You know that the hagiographies thing is fake. So now, given that, why did you do this, Paul?
Is there any documentation from his followers in 70-ish AD that discusses his return? Is there any?
So you hear the question, is there any proof, 70s AD, that discusses his return? Any proof? Watch what this dude now says.
Any evidence of this? Hagiographies.
Now remember, this was after you had deleted the comments on your own channel. See? And then MK Ryan deleted the video and all evidence of anybody even having dropped my video on the Telegram channel. All of that was also deleted. And now we've got Jason Jack hiding comments. People who say, watch her video. Not only that, you've now gone on this Rodriguez guy's podcast. And again, you brought up the hagiographies. Just have a look at screenshots of that. Here we go. Where you bring hagiographies up as proof. You fibbed to give this traction. And now you're all scrambling, trying to find sources for hagiographies. Of course, hagiographies exist. I said that in the previous video. But nothing you said that was in them is in them. That was the lie, and it was done to create hype. Why? For talk shows and for conventions, for conferences. That's why. But it gets worse. Let me show you why it gets worse. In my previous video, I clearly showed that AI didn't lie. They, all those people who had access to that document, this is a big hand operation, people, typed in English words that were in line with what little seasonists are thinking and saying, like transfigured ones, pilgrimage to the north, Rupes Nigra, Black Rock City, stuff like that, and asked AI to put that in Latin for them. So AI did. The problem with that was that the grammar was wrong, that came out the other end, firstly. The English words that the prompters had put into AI were modern English words. They don't exist in Latin. Not AI lied. Now, hagiographies are quite real. It's just, I said so in the previous video, just biographies of saints. However, in the news source that they're giving forward, The Oxford is now their latest scramble, little panel beat. It doesn't have any of the stuff that they claimed. Levitating saints, transfiguration before people's eyes. Go watch that Hagi-Hoaxery video, not mine, theirs. And you'll see what they claimed. None of that is in the Oxford source. None of it. So they tried to create a source in line with Little Season thinking. It was deliberately done. Why? Why was it deliberately done? It was deliberately done because they needed a rah-rah, whoop-whoop moment. Why? Because that led to the shout-out on Joe Rogan. The whole thing is engineered. That gives Paul Saul the opportunity to go out and say, hagiographies. Hagiography. When someone says proof, he doesn't have to say, well, you've got to look at the meltology and you go, none of that. He can just go, hagiographies. Now he can't do that anymore. Well, now we looked at the hagio, but now it's false and we discovered it's false. Dude, this is engineered from the start. You didn't discover it's false. Discovered. Like you discovered Gunnar Heinzorn, right? You discovered him. Meantime, I'm the one who posted that. Discovered. I found it. I discovered it somewhere. You got caught. All of you. And now you're scrambling. And the reason you're scrambling, people, you need to hear me now. There's a bigger hand behind this. And the reason they're scrambling is because, let me just stop myself talking. The reason they need the hagiographies is because they have no plan B. The band that's engineered this doesn't have a plan B. They have to panel beat plan A. They didn't think plan A was going to get clocked. So now they're panel beating plan A. Because they need to take to the world stage with proof. And hagiographies was their proof. Now it's no longer. Now they're putting forward baloney sources like the Oxford thing, which has none. And how do I know that? Because I checked. So unfortunately, you're going to have to sit through a bit of boring stuff. Again. So now they don't have a plan B. So now they've got to take the lie that they created, plan A, the hagiographies, which I debunked. They've got to now try and panel beat that so that it sort of works for them. And one of the things that they've been doing, besides now Gnostic this and whatever, is they're now putting forward this site. It's an Oxford site, European Research Council. It's from Oxford University. Now, if you know anything about universities, especially Oxford people, one of the oldest universities out there, started with the Royal Institute in the 1600s. It's a them university. But here's the first thing I see. I'm going to read this site contract that you enter into and agree to before you even enter the site. It says, by accessing the site, you must agree that you will use it for scholarly and personal use only and not for commercial gain. So I'm heads upping you guys. All of you who visited the site would have clicked the I agree button there. Otherwise, you can't enter the site. By clicking the I agree button, it means you've agreed to their terms and conditions. That means you cannot mention anything from this website on any of your money spinning channels. You cannot even refer to this in a book. Okay, you're not a bunch of scholars. I'm going to agree. I'm not spending any money. I don't have any merch. I don't even have a donate link. I don't have a GoFundMe to help me pay for my book. Nothing. So I agree. I'm going to use this for personal use. I'm in. Right. Welcome to the Cult of Saints in Late Antiquity CSLA database. None of what they said in those documents, which I have, let's not forget, will be in here. I can tell you that for free. Now we need to search. Where do we do that? Enter database. Source. I have no idea. So this is what Beulah is now throwing out. How are you supposed to search this? Beulah, can you give us a few search tips? Please. Places, liturgical activity, festivals, cult places, activities accompanying cult, places named after saints, non-liturgical practices, reject use of images. Okay, so Got that. So that doesn't help me. Source, what does it mean? I don't know what source. Beulah, can you help? Please. Let's just do a broad thing. Let me just go, I don't know. Let's just go all evidence. Shall we just go here? All evidence. And then just go apply search. Today would be good. I'm just going to go control N so that it all loads. And then I'm going to go control home so that it goes up there. And now I'm going to, so it's all loaded. So now I'm going to go, what shall we search for? Levitation. No. Let's try something else. Let's go migration north. Nothing. Let me just open those other documents and have a look what else they say. Hold on. Hagiographies. Let's go year without sun. Year without sun. Enter. Nothing. Let's go the New Jerusalem in the north. Nothing. Let's go geographic shifts. Nope. Let's go recent continental proximity. Nope. Let's go Rupes Nigra. Nope. Let's go North Pole. Let's try North Pole. Nope. Let's go advanced technologies. I don't know. Advanced Millennial Kingdom. I don't know. Let's try this. See, maybe there's something. Okay. Nope. Let's just go Millennial Kingdom. No. Let's go advanced technologies. No. Let's go Satan's release. There, that's a good one. Let's just go Satan, actually. Nothing. Satan's. Nothing. Release. Nothing. Mass pilgrimages. There we go. Let's go mass pilgrimages. Nope. Northern pilgrimage routes. Nope. Nothing. Giants. There we go. Giants. Let's try giants. Nope. Pilgrimage. Sorry. Pilgrimage. No. The Council of Transformed Ones. Yeah, right. Council of No. Vessels of light. Let's try that. Because that's in inverted commas. Of light. No. That's also not there. You see, what they said in here is not in there. Let's look here. Accounts of a Black Rock City. Okay. Black Rock City. No. So you see there's nothing in there. So, but this is now what's now being thrown around as proof of the reign of the saints. Instead of what they tried to do in their Hagi-Hoaxery show. Now, I just wanted to show you that, but there's the link. csla.history.ox.ac.uk. And then you go and you search. You can go and search it for yourself. No problem. Another follower of mine on Twitter dropped a comment in the Rodriguez podcast's comment section. Guess what happened to it? Guess what happened to it? It was deleted. My Twitter follower tried again and posted this comment. I checked with her. She can see her comment now. The previous comment's gone. But this comment you can see on the screen now. She can still see. However, I can't.
Uh-oh.
Let me show you. So this is Rodriguez's video. Rodriguez and Paul. Patriot Boy. David Nino Rodriguez. 444,000 subscribers. 48,000 views in 3 days, people. We're going to go down to the bottom of the comments. Sorry, it takes a while. Okay, I'm at the bottom. Can you see? This thumbnail is stupid. Pick up the Bible. Okay, remember that. This thumbnail is stupid. Pick up the Bible, because I'm going to show you we can find that comment. So now we're going to go all the way up. And now we're going to go Control F to get the search function. This thumbnail is stupid. Do you see? See bottom left, people? it picks up, it finds it for you straight away. Now what we're going to do, we're at the bottom now. We're going to take a phrase from the Twitter user who's been hidden from her second comment. She tried again, remember? And we are going to say, this video should be seen calling this out. Let's try that. And it's, this video should be seen calling this out. No? Questionable. Nope. Another keyword in that tweet. This kind of thing can be used to. This kind of thing can be used to. No, nothing like that. Enter. Do you see it's not there? Okay. That means because my Twitter follower can see her comment. The first comment was deleted, and this retry, she's been hidden. The user's been hidden. Like I showed you earlier how that works. That's what they're doing. Why? We've got Rodriguez deleting comments. We've got Jason Jack deleting comments. And you going,
Hagi-Hoaxeries. Hagi-Hoaxeries. Hagi-Hoaxeries.
and it's the first thing on the survey. So my nose tells me they needed the hagiographies from the start. It was always part of the plan to hype. It was always part of the plan. The road has been laid out, and it includes appearances on shows, and this thing just growing, conferences, Rogan, Wes Huff debunking. You know, that's the plan, because they want to sync it. And they also want to know who all of you are, you see. So they need the hagiographies because they need proof, because it'll make this thing fly, you see. Now, a lot of sheep, sorry to call you sheep, will now conflate the word and the lies they spun to hype this and run around and go and look for hagiographies and then post about that, which of course will help who? Them. So that is so 3-letter agency. The programming was done. It's done. There is a much bigger hand at play here. Much, much bigger. You guys need to not look at the little dots. You need to climb a tree and look at the forest. We have a problem. We have a problem. It's nefarious. Okay, you need to wake up. Sorry to tell you, you need to wake up. Anyway, I can't warn more than I can warn. People either see it or they don't.